Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Well, tonight is here. It is RTCW Return to Castle Wolfenstein action on server number 2. You are dialed in, the place to be. I am TSN Wolwitch, and with me on the mic, Archvile. You and I, first time casting together. We met at QuakeCon, buddy, and now we're on the mic side by side. I'm in the server. We've got HV versus Animosity tonight, and I'm waiting on you to be joining up. Archvile, welcome.
And I'm glad to be here with you, Warwitch. It's my first time, and I'm in the server. Had a little bit of a server issue there, and just waiting to get Spec invited so I can see the match and actually be able to cast it alongside with you here. And we're bringing you the first round of the CalMain playoffs. So in the teams tonight, Animosity versus High Voltage. Both teams have a very interesting regular season, but as I'm waiting to get added here, I can give you a brief rundown. We're still waiting for both teams to ready up. In the regular season, it appears that, where is it at here? Oh yes, Animosity had a 6-2 record, only second place in the Delta Division of the Atlantic Conference. 6-2 to Darkside having a 7-1 record just above them. High Voltage with a 4-4, also in the Delta Division of the Atlantic Conference. So a lot of people are saying Animosity is going to run over High Voltage tonight, but we're going to have to see if that really happens.
Well, I'm adjusting your mic volume here on my end, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, High Voltage, a team that I definitely know and love. I've first ran into these guys on the Battle on Das Beachhead tournament the first time around last year, and what an exciting tournament that was. I remember it clearly. They fought their way up into the final rounds of Battle on Das Beachhead and lost to Team Empire on MP Sub by a narrow margin of about 3 seconds. They left the game, but now they're back in action, and ready to bring the carnage to RTCW. A little history for you right there. HV, also a very strong team at one time in Unreal Tournament, have now slung their weapons in UT to come back to the lands of RTCW, where we find them tonight, the Wehrmacht of German power, gearing up against Animosity tonight on MP Village Archvile. I'm excited, waiting on 4 players. Give us a rundown on the High Voltage roster.
Okay, on High Voltage, looks like it's going to be, wow, look at those names. We got Deftone and looks like Kolbenoff. Maybe you should have done this. These names are more German. How about you do the High Voltage?
I remember,
let's trade.
I remember these names. I know the first name is German for Violent J. German for Violent J, that's what's going on. Yeah, they've put on their German tag names here tonight. Waiting on 3 players here. We've got Silence from HB, Grimminger, Kolbenoff, Deftone, and can't pronounce that one, so we'll just go ahead and move right along. Cyben, whatever. Give us a rundown on the Animosity roster, buddy. Crazy.
All right, thanks for saving me there with your extensive German knowledge. It looks like it's Apicide, Parcher, Slag, War Machine, Wildcard, and Daniel. A lot of familiar names and a couple that I don't recognize so much, like Wildcard. I don't really recognize that guy, maybe, and Parcher. But the other guys, I think they've been around for a while. We do have one benchwarmer riser for High Voltage. I don't see the benchwarmer for Animosity in case of a lag out, so hopefully they won't be having a problem. The pings appear to be pretty stable for everyone on Animosity except for Daniel, who is high pinging it at 110. And just kind of bouncing around from 110 to 100. Looks pretty even on the High Voltage side as well. Deftone pinging at about 98. That's not too bad. So I think the thing I had a problem with earlier is an OSP file. I think they got some new things in the works for OSP. But anyways, the map tonight is Village. So how about you give them a brief rundown of what we got to do?
Well, you know, it has been a while since I have shoutcasted MP Village. It is one of the first maps I ever did cover, an exciting map. The objective is clear. The Allies are basically on the attack, as is typically often the case in RTCW, engaging against the Axis crypt. Now, the Axis have held a crypt in which gold is contained. The Allies need to break inside by setting a dynamite charge, and they have a number of different approach routes in which they can take to get this done. They need to secure the crypt, set the dynamite charge, get inside, and then, Archvile, their work continues. They've got to grab the gold, bring it back through the village, and into the awaiting Allied truck to drive it off to safety and fund the war against the Nazi Empire, the German regime, in 1944. Still waiting on 3 players here. It is TSN's coverage of High Voltage versus Animosity. Cal playoff action going down for you right now. Animosity again with that record of 6-2, HV 4-4, Delta Atlantic divisions. And let me tell you what, Animosity favored. But I know High Voltage, and if any team can get it done, Archvile, it's going to be HV.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think that that, like I said, a lot of people thinking that Animosity has got the aim. They've got the shot accuracy that's really going to make this that's going to make it a win. And I don't know. I think we have everyone is readied up. We are counting down and getting ready to go underway. So, Warwitch, take it away.
Well, the game is just about to start. Unprepared for a Shoutcast here tonight, in fact. Man, just shoutcasting in the skin of my teeth here. Out of nowhere, Sabo the Saboteur down into the field, but the game is underway. Axis defense here tonight going to start with the HV roster. Incoming allies going to be Animosity. And we're going to track these guys right now as they leave that primary courtyard. Going to be moving into the second MG42 courtyard. Here comes the incoming rush now. Allies now making their way to the engagement force. Machine gun fire from the tavern inside. Not going to slow down Animosity. Going in, they are slowed down. Denied. 4 of their members go down. And Apposite charging in right there. Wildcard and taking down. Heavy machine gun fire. Pinned down right there. High voltage in position. Did you see that top-notch carnage as they lock down the stranglehold on the entrance to the main tavern?
Wow, they were all over the tavern, and it appears that every single entrance that they tried to go in, the one and only door to get in, they went left, they went right, but there was Axis all over the place, sitting behind the bar, on top of the crates, behind the table, gunfire going off all over the place, and I think they've decided that that is not a good idea. So I'm thinking they're probably going to switch it up, go for that forward spawn flag, and try to switch it up a little bit. I'm hearing artillery strikes going off in the distance and no allies trying to come near the tavern again. So where are they at, Warwitch?
Well, taking a look for the allies now. We do have the Axis team, Silent HV, now moving on the offensive. We're going to track him down, do a little spotlight as he's moving towards the allied spawn area, towards the graveyard itself. We're in the graveyard staging area. Oh, nice Panzer! Did you see it? Check it out right there in the chat menu.
Oh my God!
Incredible Panzer getting it done. Grim Death. HV takes down Wildcard, Apposite, and Daniel right there. And then followed up, we've got Ann just being obliterated by every weapon known to man in this engagement at 8:02 remaining on the clock at the moment by the Allied truck. Now no action here. Let's move through the village, try to track down some of the carnage that is likely to be happening soon. Back to you.
Well, okay, I'm following Silence right now from High Voltage, and he's going over to try to get some airstrikes. I believe he is a lieutenant for the Axis forces, throwing some airstrikes, throwing some grenades over close to the Allied spawn to try to slow him down a little bit. I'm also by the halfway blown apart cottage there, trying to see if anyone's going to take the route towards the Axis spawn, and no one has decided to do so. And 7 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in this round. No one has grabbed the forward spawn flag. No one has touched the crypt. No one has came even close. I'm also down now in the tavern scene, and I'm seeing no sign of the allies. Are they hiding? I think here they come now. They're coming into the tavern. And no, they're getting cut down one by one as they're going into the door. Looks like Jason, along with, who is it, also Poison and Apposite cutting them down. Warwitch, God, what happened there?
Iron-handed HV defense in position. These guys are not letting the tavern go. The chokehold through the main tavern door that is going to lead the incoming Allied Animosity team to their objective. It's just become a kill hole, and the Allies coming in right there. HV tossed a well-timed grenade, taking down several members of the incoming Animosity roster, followed up by heavy suppressive machine gun fire. It's not looking good for Animosity, but HV appears to have fallen back to the northwest courtyard where they make the reclamation. Machine gun fire and Daniel recapturing right there, and War Machine now in position, and finally Animosity at 624 get the capture on the forward flag, moving now down into the basement, into the wine cellar. We're going to follow the action now, and War Machine spotlight now. He's a medic down below. Oh, grenade fire right there. Nice grenade tossed by the incredible grenade fire from HV tonight, really dropping it down. Silence in charge. He's got the 1 count, the 2 count, the 3 count, and the 4. 4, tossing those grenades and taking down every single incoming allied attacker from the AN roster. 557, little mic trouble right there, back up into the crypt area. Taking a look now, still no sign of the incoming AN roster. We do have in position Xavier from the HV teams, the Axis defense here. It looks like HV has now fallen back to the graveyard. They are in position at 542, realizing that the tavern cannot be held. We're going to have some incoming fire now, Archvile, and I'm going to pass the action to you. Come on.
Alright, and it appears that we have the Team Animosity's flag is coming up on the top. He's a lieutenant for the Allies, meeting gunfire from Deftone at the crypt there. Here comes the rest of Animosity, Slag, Daniel, Apicide. They're all running up to the top. I don't see an engineer yet to get a plane down on the crypt. Gunfire and airstrikes going off all over the place. It's hard to see through all the smoke, and still no engineer at the crypt. It appears to be unthreatened as the Axis from High Voltage have appeared to held it off. There is one man at the crypt for the Allies, but he is not an engineer, unable to get the plant down because he doesn't carry any dynamite. So that kind of shut down that Allied push there.
Absolutely.
4 minutes 50 seconds left on the clock. The forward spawn for the Allies have been recaptured. The Axis High Voltage setting up, rearming, regrouping all over the Axis crypt there, and I am not seeing any more Allies in the bottom of the wine cellar there. So I'm going to hand it back to you as everything goes quiet.
Animosity right there. A little suicide action that looks like they're going to commit suicide, come back as a new class objective to make their strike. Indeed, they had that lancing attack against High Voltage around the crypt area. High Voltage went down. The last remaining member of Animosity was a lieutenant for the Allied Army, and that is not the class you need to take the crypt down. But now we got some action. High Voltage back in position. Incoming airstrikes. It looks like the Allies are coming out of the cellar, out of the wine cellar. We're going to be looking for them right now. Incoming airstrikes. Looking down. Let's head down to the wine cellar. Here they come. And Slag, Lieutenant, heading up first into the breach. Machine gun fire drops an airstrike, then down. Incoming rush of Allies right now. Down, down, and down. Little TK as Grim Death HV is blown away by Deftone. Here come the Allied rush. And War Machine, a double engineer rush. We've got to lean over. And Daniel lean over by the cross of the crypt. And there's the plan. Getting it done. We've got the plan right now at a solid 3:39 on the clock. But the Axis are in position. HV, do they have an engineer? No. Wildcard in charge. HV trying to make the disarm, but I do not think they have anybody in position to do it, and this could spell trouble and disaster for High Voltage. 325, Archvile, all you.
Alright, and I am back at the Axis crypt as the dynamite ticks away, planted by Daniel from Team Animosity on the side. Here comes Animosity. They're regrouping as the dynamite blows up. However, it looks like it might have been a little PK action there with the dynamite. Apicide has the gold. He is running down into the wine cellar. I've got a lock on him now. I'm running up behind him. He's getting gunfire from behind, and no poison gets the bodies and puts the gold back into the crypt. However, there's another gold grab. Who has got the gold this time? It is Slag from Animosity. And I don't know where he's going. I can't seem to get a lock on him, so Warwitch, where is he gone?
It looks like Slag is taking the stealth route right there, but Slag is blown away by a Panzer. Uh-oh, taken down by Grim Death. Sweeps down from the heavens. Man, oh man, lays him out with the Panzerfaust, then hops down, grabs the documents. The Axis recapture the northern courtyard, but the Allied Animosity team is quick to return the favor, capturing the courtyard now. Gold has been returned 2-2-3. High Voltage just got to hold them off for another 2 minutes right now. Incoming airstrikes from the courtyard just beyond the graveyard. The Allies take the gold. We have a grab. A.N. Parcher with the grab. Now heavy machine gun fire. And then returned. The Axis aren't letting it go. This is the High Voltage defense I remember from a year ago. These guys adapt and they will chase you down. They will not stop. High Voltage will chase you down to the very end, and that's exactly what's going down. Several touches so far from Animosity on the gold, but each and every time, Archvile, High Voltage is there to return the gold full of fear right here at 144 remaining. Grim Death again with the Panzer O Doom, taking down 2 members of AN, laying the hurt down. Grim Death getting it done. Allies take the gold, Archvile. It's all you, buddy. All you.
Okay, I'm at the crypt. We had one quick touch of the objective there, and I don't know who grabbed it. Somebody from the Allies picked it up, but didn't get far, didn't even leave the crypt, and got shot down immediately and puts the gold back safely in the crypt. And I see a couple of Allies getting close. It looks like it was War Machine almost to the crypt there, but he was quickly sawed down there by Xavier, and I'm not seeing anybody getting close to the gold. Wait, here comes Wildcard's got a document, or the gold grab rather. so used to casting people grabbing the documents, he's just sitting outside. Yes, no, where's he going to go? He's standing outside on the top and just standing in the snow. I don't know if he's going to decide. There he goes. He's going to go through the graveyard, which wasn't a very intelligent decision, as he gets met by Grim Death and Jason along with Deftone, and they all kill him, put him down. The Gold, I don't know what he was doing there, standing in place and just decided to wait for the Axis and turn himself in. However, he didn't do that in a peaceful manner as the Gold goes back into the crypt. 32 seconds remaining. I'm going to hand this one to High Voltage. I think they're going to hold it off. So Warwitch, take us home.
Well, High Voltage definitely going to get it done. Indeed, he made the grab right there of the Gold, and he sat some time, like Justice P would say, pussyfooting around. He had a 50-50 chance. He says, I can take it through the crypt, or I can take it up the graveyard. He decided for the graveyard. He met himself an Axis firing squad. Incoming High Voltage now are going to have all the time in the world to get things done. We've got the countdown. It is now time for High Voltage to say...
The Axis win.
The Axis win. Oh, High Voltage, hold on. Against the incoming Animosity roster. Why don't you give us a rundown on the stats?
Well, it appears that there was a lot of kills here, and you can tell why High Voltage was able to dominate. It appears that Silence was the top killer with 16 kills, 13 deaths, and a 55% efficiency there. And that's just great. And the top killer, like I said, Silence. Right after that, you had Grim Death with 15, Poison with 12, and Xavier with 10. 4 people rather breaking double digits there, and then the top killer for Animosity, War Machine with 12 kills, Slag, Daniel, and Apicide all with 10. So the top killer's definitely High Voltage, and it definitely showed because they were just kicking some major tail. Looks like we have Wolf TV joining us on the server. I don't remember them joining, but they are here with us now. So if you want to tune in, watch it on Wolf TV, that would be something good to do. We are ready and getting ready to get underway, so Warwitch, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Well, I'm here. Last minute Shoutcast for the others. Just planning on spending a quiet night hanging out with the Axis Code, watching us pound Iraq into oblivion. But instead, we're heading back to 1944. Here's the deal now. High Voltage are the Allies, and they have all the time in the world. They have also changed their names to English. That's why I like these guys. They are Shoutcaster friendly. Quick rundown on the roster. HV, Grim Death, Silence, Jason, Poison, Xavier, and Deftone versus AN War Machine, Slag, Wildcard, Apicide, Parcher, and Daniel here tonight. Here's the storyline so far. Round 1, set number 2. Animosity on the attack. Last round, High Voltage hold them off. Here's the deal. High Voltage on the attack already have captured the forward flag. They've captured that staging area, and that is something that Animosity could not do for the first 5 minutes of the game. We are looking at a very strong High Voltage offense here tonight.
That is correct, and I'm amazed. And like I said, I was expecting Animosity to take it away, but who knows? They have already got the forward spawn flag and a plant at the crypt. I missed that plant because I was floating around in the wrong place, getting stuck in a wall in the wine cellar. But anyways, we got a plant down on the crypt, a single plant, no, a double plant down as well. Double dynamite on the crypt. Engineers nowhere near to get a disarm, and the smoke going all over the place up in the air. Looks like Slag gets killed there by some support fire. Animosity is probably going to have to change their pants after this one, as boom, there goes the crypt. The crypt has been blown. There is no gold grab yet. But the second dynamite taken away as the Axis are all over the crypt. Hopefully none of them will get taken out by that dynamite. I don't even know if they see it there, but they got to hear it taken away. The Allies are all over the wine cellar. They're going to have to get a push going really soon on the crypt. It looks like we have Poison and Silence down in the wine cellar. They're going to be getting ready to jump up there, grab the gold, and make a run for the truck, and get out of there. So, Warwitch, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Well, here comes the action now. Incoming HV. Poison taken out by his own last round when he planted the dynamite. Taken out by the dynamite, but he's down, and Slag takes him down. Leutnant German Army. Waiting now. Here comes more of the HP rush. Silence HP. Incoming now. Machine gun fire. Down from the basement. Takes down and grabs the document. Then machine gun down by Slag's MP40. Objective has been secured. 723. High Voltage has the entire time on the clock to get it done. Here come the Axis. Axis AN in position. We've got Apicide. We've got Archer. We've got the likes of Slag, Leutnant. We've got them all. Incoming rush of allies up the first entrance of the wine cellar by the graveyard now, but they're shut down there as well. So far, AN holding off the incoming High Voltage roster, but they've not been able to keep them from the gold grab. Here's a grab. Deftone charging in, grabs the gold, now making his way down towards the wine cellar, dives inside. He is the quarterback. Taken down by Wildcard Panzer, who ambushes him in the wine cellar. How about a warm glass of shut the hell up, because he ain't going far. It's over. See ya. Game over. Wouldn't want to be it, but 639. And do we have another grab? No. So far, AN hold the gold against the incoming High Voltage Allied assault.
Grab. And it looks like we have a grab right now on the gold. It looks like Silence has got it. He's going down into the wine cellar. He has some backup from his teammates, and he is able to get through the wine cellar, going up to the tavern now. I don't see anybody from the rest of his team joining him yet. He is all alone. I think he's going to wait now for the team members to spawn as he crouches down in the tavern, dropping ammo for himself and his teammates as they show up. Here comes Xavier, and he does a quick kill revive, and I think he was probably pretty low on health. Xavier has the gold, and he is still in the tavern awaiting the rest of his team. It's still only Silence and Xavier, Medic and Leutnant combo for the Allies. 5 minutes, 50 seconds. All they have to do is make it home. Daniel outside from Animosity. It looks like some gunfire going back and forth there. No, he loses it, and we still have Xavier holding on to the gold. Not going to get killed. Not going to get taken down. The gold is still in hand. He is almost to the truck. I hear the Panzerfaust in the distance, and it manages to take off his cover, but he gets the revive on Deftone. He's going to go the back way through the Allied the first spawn. He is almost to the truck. No one to beat. No one in the truck. He's going to take it home. 5 minutes, 16 seconds. He's holding off. I don't know what's taking so long. Warwitch, what is he doing?
He's waiting for the Allied to respawn. Xavier now, his team respawning. Machine gun fire by the truck hitting in. He drops the gold in front of the truck, but he gets it done. Man, that was almost a disaster. The gold taken down right there at the foot of the truck, but picked up again, and the Allies going to take the win on that one. HV go up 1-2-0, and the Allies are kicking ass tonight. High Voltage, give us a rundown, buddy. Archvile on the stats and the strats so far on MP Village tonight.
Wow, and you know the thing with that is I didn't document the plant time, but the plant time was a heck of a lot faster than Animosity's plant time.
4-5-4.
And wow, that's a very quick time there to beat that compared to the entire clock being held, where they didn't even get past the wine cellar in most cases. High Voltage getting a man with Silence, 24 kills there.
Nice.
I mean, that's amazing. 24 kills. Right after that, Poison with 19, Grim Death with 18, Jason with 13, and Xavier with 14. Everyone hit the double digits but one person, but pretty much the same story for Animosity. Getting a lot of kills, not quite as many. War Machine with 19, but we are readying up, and we only have 5 seconds to go. We're going to start this off, see if what High Voltage can do setting the clock. We already know they can do it in 4 minutes, 54 seconds. So, we're underway, Warwitch. Back to you.
Back in game, just, people complaining about the music on Wolf TV. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? You can go die, Wolf TV, die. In game and back.
Okay, anyways.
Anyway, back in game.
Alright, so
9-3-1 on the
we're
clock.
I'm still in shock about the music, so take it away.
9-3-1 on the clock here. Incoming High Voltage, getting it done, making the magic happen. Now the Allies going to try to set the time here as they're making the engagement, making the assault. They are already inside of the tavern. We've already got an alarm sounding. Already now capturing that northwest courtyard. They are making it happen, heading towards the flag. 9:05. High Voltage is using Blitzkrieg style. Axis try to reclaim. Xavier HV says it ain't going down like that. High Voltage Deftone recaptures, and now Now HV rushing hard and strong towards the crypt. Clearly, Animosity is in trouble tonight as they're trying to hold off the incoming high voltage roster. They're already being pulled back to the crypt, and in the crypt we've got the Allies. Allies in position now. HV looking for an engineer. Do we got a plan? No engineer in position. It looks like their engineers might have been taken out in the rush towards the crypt, and that is going to slow down HV. All you.
Wow, it looks like we have high voltage all over the crypt now. Deftone, the engineer, he is going to be brought to life, revived. Oh my gosh, but blown up into the air. I don't know where he ended up landing there because he had his respawn safety there. We got a green light down on the crypt. Deftone going to get the plant. No, he's not going to get the plant. Apicide comes up from behind, kills him, and gives the bodies there. As it looks like it could have been a really quick plant there for high voltage. Didn't quite happen. 8 minutes, 2 seconds left on the clock. Still early on in the match, and it looks like we're still waiting for another push from high voltage. Animosity all over the crypt now. We have one-man Poison coming in, an engineer, but no, he is also taken down by Parcher from Animosity. So once again gets all quiet by the crypt. Nothing but the humming of the generator lights in the background. So Warwitch, I'm going to toss it over to you.
Well, the objective of HV now going to try to beat that former time of 4:54. We know they can hold off Animosity for the entire time, but they're going to try to get this done as fast as they can here tonight. Waiting now. Axis team, Animosity in the graveyard, waiting. Oh, there's the dynamite plant out of nowhere, all around the crypt. HV in position with the plan and making it happen. Now, who's the engineer? It looks like it might have been Jason HV. We got a little suicide action going on for HV, waiting for the crypt to explode. Dynamite is now ticking down. We've got the red light glow on the crypt itself. In just a moment, it will explode, and they're going to make the grab. HV waiting now, waiting now. Dynamite still in position, and in just a moment.
And, well, we're still waiting on the dynamite. There it goes! Boom! And Xavier gets a gold grab there. He has got the gold. He is running away. He is going down through the wine cellar, and he appears to be all alone once again. But we might see a faster time than 4:54 for high voltage, and we will see a possible increase in score again if Animosity is not able to beat this time that they're setting. Xavier all alone, a medic running with the gold. He is going past the crates with the MG, with the entrance to the tavern there, and he is going through the labyrinth of stone walls. He is almost home. Not far to go, meeting machine gun fire from Wildcard, also a medic, and he gets taken down. Xavier walks away, killing that one. He is almost to the truck, and oh my gosh, there's the rest of the high voltage team. He's hopping and skipping. He is almost there, and my God, he is in the truck and away. 3 minutes, 57 seconds. High voltage is laying the smackdown on Animosity, and that has got to be disappointing. We are in the first round of the Cal Main playoffs. So if Animosity does get a loss here, it's game over for the season, and they'll have some time to think about what they did on Village. Warwitch, what do you
High
think?
Voltage definitely playing this game like they want to take it home to the championships, walk away the final victors here tonight. Let's take a quick look at the stats that are utilized here by both HV and the Animosity roster. Taking a quick look for you. Very short round. We've got some interesting ratios. The highest ratio for High Voltage here on the Allied team, a 66 ratio with an 8 kill to 4 death record. And taking a look at the ratios here for the Axis defensive AN, the highest ratio there is a 54% with a 6 and 5. Once again, very short round. And we're now engaging as the Animosity team is going to try, as the Allies, to beat the time of 3:57. But keep in mind, Archvile. Keep in mind, listeners.
I think I lost you on sound, Warwitch. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm prepare to fight. I got a really crappy headset.
I think the Axis goat has been chewing on your microphone or something.
Can you hear me loud and clear, buddy?
I hear you now. You are back. We are getting underway, so I'm going to take it away as we are underway with the Allies as Animosity trying to beat the time that was said earlier. I having the brain farts, 3 minutes and something, and we have got the Allies coming, blowing up the barbed wire fence there, the barbed wire barricade. Looks like they're going to head for the tavern entrance. Actually, it looks like they might be splitting up, and we got Wildcard going towards the tavern, standing outside waiting. Grenades going off inside. It sounds like the High Voltage team is waiting inside the tavern as they did in the first round. We've got Poison, we've got Jason, we've got Xavier, and even Grimdeath all over that tavern, still waiting as we hear the music playing in the background from the old-fashioned 1944 jukebox, and still no sign of the Allies. Warwitch, where are the Allies?
Well, take a look for the Allies now. Moved out into the courtyard. Only saw several members of the incoming Animosity team. These guys got to strike hard and fast. They've only got 258 remaining. Keep in mind, in their first engagement, trying to get it done, Animosity could not break the high voltage Axis defense. They were unable. High voltage has proved time and again now that their allied offense is getting faster and faster. Here comes a rush, and by the MG-42, incoming rush now. It is Daniel and the rest of his team splitting up around, heading towards the tavern, making the rush inside now. Apposite first into the breach, machine gun fire, smoke and haze, blood on the walls, taken down. There's a grenade fire. HV Jason gets it done as a medic kills the corpses and kills the bodies, backed up by the Leutnant Deftone. And that rush right up the front is shut down yet again. Archvile, Animosities, they've got to do something different here. They're not able to take it in through the front of the tavern. Every time they've tried, they get shut down. But no, denied. I'm wrong. Allies capture the northwest courtyard. Several of their spies sneak past. They capture the courtyard, and that is going to assist them at 2:03 in this staging area. It looks like the man who made the capture on the courtyard lost him in the crates and barrels. No sign of him now, but the Allies now going to get a chance to respawn a little bit closer. Was the Axis Goat in position to take them down? AN now with a solid 148 remaining. Let's pass it to you.
Wow, looks like Wildcard, as you said, was able to sneak past all alone to get that grab. Otherwise, we might have seen no chance at all of even getting the gold taken away, but I'm still thinking it's not going to happen, as the Axis have re-grabbed that flag and put their own flag up instead. And it looks like, wait a minute, somebody's sneaking around. No, wait, it's only a dummy dynamite. Poison from High Voltage, an engineer puts a dummy dynamite on the back of the crypt. 1 minute, 22 seconds left to go. They have to get a plant, which takes 30 seconds, and go all the way through the village, which takes at least another 30. And, you know, I don't think that's going to happen, as I think the score is going to jump up. High Voltage is going to take it away 2-0. We are reaching now the 1 minute warning. Not much time left to go. No sign of the Allies anywhere near the crypt. Only the sounds of bloody bodies in the distance from the support fires. And wait, here comes the Allies. They're in the wine cellar. They are down below. Team Animosity, Parcher, War Machine, and Daniel all waiting underneath for the smoke to clear so they can come up and try to get on that crypt. I don't see an engineer among them, so it's not going to really matter anyway. So Warwitch, we have got 40 seconds left to go. I'm going to see what happens as I'm tossing it over to you.
Well, 33-second countdown time to sound the 30-second warning here today, and that is all she wrote. HV is going to go up 2-0 because there is no chance now for the Animosity Allies to get it done here. It is just a mute point as we've got the countdown of 17 seconds remaining on the clock here. www.tsncentral.com. I'm TSN Warwitch. With me on the mic, Archvile, covering RTCW and MP Village, High Voltage versus Animosity. Countdown 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. 2-0 in favor
Axis win.
of HV.
Wow, and an excellent match. Good game there to High Voltage. Big props to them. And you know, the funny thing is they played Animosity earlier in the season, and it was a close match then as well. And so when you say that, when you got that record of 4-4 for High Voltage, you can't really say, you know, they suck because they're only breaking even for the season. They played Animosity earlier, lost 3-2. So it was still a close match. So who knows what would have happened there and what map it was even, because I'm only looking at the stats page there. But, so, you know, they're two closely matched teams.
Well, the Animosity roster, these guys are really going to need to change something up right now. Clearly, the strategy they have utilized is not working for them. The attack up the front, High Voltage is expecting. High Voltage is basically using a battle of attrition style defense. They're really taking it hard. They're being right in there in position on that chokehold as the Allies come in. Animosity, they're shut down. Then they'll fall back gradually, making Animosity fight for every single inch, thus winding down the time, winding down the clock. On the opposite side of that, somehow High Voltage is able to gain early penetration right to the flag area, then right away a blitzkrieg of Allied assault to the crypt, laying the dynamite down, then regrouping, coming in and grabbing it at their fastest time of 3:57. We're going to find out exactly what's going to happen. Score is 2-0 as Animosity unable to beat that time of 3:57. HV is up tonight as we continue and wait on one more player here in the server of RTCW action. Prepare to fight. All you.
All right, and we're getting ready to take it away. As the clock ticks away, I just want to remind our listeners out there that the winner of this match will go on to play the winner of the Liquid versus Darkside match, which I'm going to have to say it's probably Darkside, but you never can tell with that. So anyways, we are underway. Animosity on the Allies trying to go through and attack High Voltage. And amazingly enough, we are seeing them heading to where else but the Tavern, and that is where High Voltage has been slaughtering them this entire time. And I'm following War Machine and Wildcard as they are going in. Gunfire already being exchanged. Panzerfaust going in too. And it looks like, Deftone and Poison getting killed there by that Panzerfaust. Here comes Animosity into the Tavern, and they are all over the place. They may make it through this time. They're getting opposing gunfire as a Poison is still standing up tall, but no, he has decided to suicide. The Allies are all over the forward spawn now. They have grabbed the Northwest Courtyard forward spawn flag, and they are in the wine cellar. We might see a quick plant this time. They're already going up top. Grenades and airstrikes going, but no! Grim Death has got a Panzerfaust. Does a triple Panzerfaust kill. Parcher, Wildcard, Apicide going down, and that just held off a possible quick plant from Animosity. But we have a green light down. Warwitch, is he going to get it off?
Not tonight. Daniel trying to get it off, and then Slag coming in trying to make the revivals on the Allied Engineer, but Deftone denies that, drops a grenade, taking down both bodies. Axis defense 835 HP in position all over the graveyard. We could be seeing a new Animosity team. These guys are now riled up to fight. They realize they're down 2-0. They're really striking hard now. They've got more penetration faster than ever before, and now HV is reeling slightly to a more defensive position than they're used to. Engaging now. Incoming grenades, airstrikes, and airstrike markers all over the crypt. We know the Allies are coming. Z-Axis are ready for them. Z-Axis now down, staring into the crypt. Incoming machine gun fire. And Slag now, medic up from the crypt, taking down his opposition. Jason HV is down. And Slag in position. Engaged now by Poison HV. Poison HV. Engineer comes out on top. That means HV has an engineer in position to make a disarm of any incoming attempt that the Animosity team may have. But here's a four-man rush. Incoming now. Support fire from Deftone. Takes down two members of the AN roster. AN Parcher remains as a medic to make the revivals, but none of his teammates remain. They have been blown to kibbles and bits, and you can't revive that, buddy. It's not gonna happen. 7:35 on the clock here tonight. Here comes HV up the graveyard. AN War Machine pounds off. Booyah! Three-man kill. Trifecta. Doom. All you.
Wow, and right after that, it looks like Silence answers with support fire, taking out Parcher and Wildcard, but we have a green light down on the crypt. Daniel gets the red light down. We do have a plan ticking away, flashing red. 7 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in the round, and there's just explosions, airstrikes, Panzerfaust all over the place. Axis have reclaimed the forward spawn flag, and we have an engineer at the dynamite. He might be able to get a disarm. He is crouching down, his pliers in hand. He's going for the disarm, and he gets it. 6 minutes, 50 seconds, and we are going to be holding off Team Animosity for a lot longer this time, because that could have spelled a lot of trouble for High Voltage being able to possibly turn it around. But no, the engineer comes out of nowhere, through the smoke, through the explosions, one man to beat, and gets the disarm. Panzerfaust going off in the distance. Looks like Apicide gets wiped by Grim Death as he whips it out, blows it in the face. And we do have the recapture of the Northwest Courtyard by the Allies. So, as 6 minutes, 20 seconds passes us by, we are still waiting for the Allies to come in and get another plant, as the first plant was disarmed. So, it is all quiet. Axis taking back that forward spawn flag. The Allies, some in the crated area at that flag post, and some in the tavern. Other than that, really no sign of the Allies. So Warwitch, it is all quiet back here on the Eastern Front. Back to you.
Well, back in game at 5-5-3. Critical disarm made right there. A vital disarm that has enabled High Voltage to hold off the incoming Animosity roster. But we got a rush now. Incoming AN Slag. He's a medic up the front now around the crypt, backed up by Apicide. Lieutenant waiting now for the engineer. Up the graveyard waiting for engineer. No action going down. All is quiet around the crypt. High Voltage possibly being aggressive in the field, do not realize that Allies are in position. Waiting now. Let's move down to the wine cellar. No sign of action there. Incoming Axis. Xavier HV around the crypt, circles it, machine gun fire, and sees some allies dabbling in the graveyard. Digs a new grave right there for Wildcard, who is down. And now Xavier HV and the HV roster realize there is a threat on the crypt itself. 5:05 on the clock. Still no sign of action. Things have grown quiet indeed on the Eastern Front. Not much action happening. Uh-oh! Got my sounders playing in the background for no apparent reason. Nice Panzer. We'll give that sounder to Grim Death for an incredible Panzer of Parcher versus Apicide, and we're going to hand it to you as all have grown quiet with a strong Axis HV defense around the crypt.
Okay, it is once again, as you said, quiet. The only thing that is playing now besides sounders is the hum of the generator lights showing onto the crypt there. No sign of the allies, no sign of Animosity. 4 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. No plant. The crypt is still sealed. And, here's going to be a lot of problems here. Wolf TV again tuned in. And, for the people that are watching, they have got to be shocked for the Animosity team having so much for problems. And it's just so quiet by the crypt. I'm still sitting out here, and then I could fall asleep out here.
Everybody from Wolf TV to myself to both the teams are snickering at silence from HV. Fire for effect on himself. Owned himself. Game over. Not much happening now. 3-4-8. It is as if the juice of Animosity has been spent, as if their battery is out. Or are they preparing for some kind of crazy strategical strike? I'm hovering now around the axis on the table by the crypt. Xavier HV medic in position now. It looks like the majority of HV are in the field. Several members in the graveyard. Jason HV in the graveyard. Xavier HV now circling the crypt, moving out to the graveyard. No sign of the axis here. Let's move up to the rooftops and take a look for any of the incoming allies. No sign here on the western front. Heading into the buildings themselves. Little machine gun fire ends the distance. Incoming markers. Incoming grenades and airstrikes in the graveyards. The Axis HV rushing into position into the crypt entrance or the wine cellar entrance by the graveyard. There's a nice grenade from Deftone taking down War Machine, and Parcher's grenade blowing away 2 members of HV, and we've got a nice exchange of grenades, pineapples, and potato mashers being tossed back and forth. Time is 2:55, and again, it's grown quiet, but incoming support fire, and another HV, this is a crazy fire for effect action going down, just explosions being dropped from nowhere. It looks like the AN team is firing for effect outside, or dropping the airstrikes from the crypt, trying to clear off the HV Axis defense to no avail, because HV now rearming and re-engaging the crypt at 2-3-0. Archvile, troubled times for Animosity.
Man, yes, definitely in trouble. And it appears that they've got them pinned down into the cellar there, in the wine cellar. They're all down there waiting. They're all getting blown apart. They're trying to sneak airstrike grenades out on the top there, but we got Xavier, we got Jason, and we've even got somebody else. Who else? The other person? No, he must have been taken down at the other breach outside of the graveyard. And still no sign of the allies coming close to the crypt. They came up to the top of the ladders, but they were killed immediately. 1:57 left to go. It's just like last time. They've got about 1 minute and 30 seconds to get the plant to blow. They got to get somebody up there to get a plant, and then they got to carry it all the way back out to the truck. I'm already going to say good game for High Voltage, taking this one away, holding them for another full clock. Engineers, no sign here. We got one member of Allies. It looks like Parcher from Animosity. It looks like he's going to go down there. He's got all by himself, tries to give a body, then decides to suicide. Didn't do a whole lot of good there. Waiting for Engineers as we are still waiting on the top. It is still pretty quiet other than the sounds of Animosity bodies getting ripped to shreds and blown to tiny bits. So Warwitch, I really don't see anything else happening here. I think this is going to be the trend of events.
Well, clearly what happened is they had a nice momentum. Animosity really had a good momentum working for them here in this engagement, this round. But the moment that HV was able to make the disarm on the crypt, things really shut down for Animosity. It is almost as if Animosity has been completely demoralized. They've made several brief attempts up from the graveyard entrance of the wine cellar, but to no avail. As of yet, I've seen no real concerted effort, which leads me to believe that HV might be out in the field indeed. They are reclaiming the courtyard, and they're getting it done. We've got the 30-second warning, my friend. trouble is indeed afoot, because there is no way that Animosity here can hold off or can get the grab of the gold in time. 20-second countdown here, and it looks like HV is going to hold off yet again. The Animosity roster giving them the full time on the clock on MP Village and putting them within striking range of a 3-0 victory tonight. 7-second countdown, and we're going to be just calling the shots here in the next round. There's a dynamite plant with 1 second remaining. Too little, too late. The Axis win. Archvile, what happened? What went wrong?
Well, you know, like you said, they had an excellent momentum at first. They immediately got that spawn flag, cut right through the tavern, was able to kill him, catch him off guard, fire a Panzer Faust in there, clear out a couple of them, make it a little bit easier for them to get through. Got the plant, but the disarm pretty much set the pace. And the thing is, though, even without the disarm, the high voltage team is holding the crypt area so well that it was quiet. I mean, it was almost boring to sit outside in the crypt area because they had it held down. They had all their breach points covered. All the ladders up from the wine cellar were covered. And if anyone came the long route with the Axis spawn, they were going to meet with a lot of people before they even got with the crypt, or to the crypt. So, you know, that's, Animosity is going to have to find some way to get that momentum back. They're going to have to find some way to switch it up. But the biggest problem right now is High Voltage has the entire clock to plant and win this match. If they get it, they have the full clock. I believe it's like 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
An ungodly amount of time. If they have the full 10 minutes and they get it back home in any period of that time, it's over. Game over. 3-0. High Voltage is going to go, and they're going to probably play the winner. They're going to play the winner of the Liquid versus Dark Side match that is being played tonight and move on.
Well, let me tell you what, High Voltage here, knowing these guys like I do, realizing they have the solid 10 minutes, this is not a team that you're going to see relax. They are not going to hold back and say, let's just bide our time and take this slow. They are now in a crusade to beat their times. Initially with 4.54, then 3.57. I will not be surprised if I see a grab time of the gold and a return to the truck within the 3-minute mark. Right around that range is what I predict is going to happen. HV leadership going to be demanding of their team that they push the clock, they push the envelope, they sound the alarm, and really get inside and get things done. They want to nail shut the coffin here of Animosity. No playing around, because they realize that Animosity is not a team to be trifled with. So I think we're going to see a stronger High Voltage team in this round, which does not bode well for Animosity. Already down 2-0, HV with the lead on MP Village. It is High Voltage versus Animosity. The Cal playoff action going on. Both these teams, excellent teams, and High Voltage just coming out on top, not only in the frags, but also in the strats this evening. Looking strong and heading towards their final goal to take the ultimate championship for Cal League. Waiting on 11, 10, 9. We got the countdown, buddy. I'm going to pass it to you.
Okay, as I'm fighting off a nasty cold here, my throat's been killing me, but we are underway, and it appears that we're going to wait and see if High Voltage is going to be able to take it home and bring home the win here. Here they come. They're going towards the tavern, as everyone has so far this match, and wait, we have a timeout.
We got
what looks like to be... I don't see what's going on here. They're wanting to just restart it, but I don't know what happened.
Waiting on a restart. Let's check the chat menu. Waiting on 12 players now on 6. A.N. Parcher apparently calling for a timeout. Might have been a miskey of some kind. Good deed of the day. Who knows what is happening? But a shout out to all of you, and it gives us a chance here to quickly give you a rundown. TSN, www.tsncentral.com. All recordings that you hear are available for download. You can check out our downloads on the website. And a big shout out to our strategic partners, Speakeasy, DSL, check them out at speakeasy.net, to the OGL, to psychoservers.com, and to ClanBank. This relay is brought to you by one of the four, so if you're dialed in, let's give them a big round of applause out there. And a big round of applause for a game that has been a fun game so far to watch. 2-0 lead for High Voltage in the extravaganza. No propaganda. Axis code and all. He's sitting beside me. He's got some popcorn. He's hanging out, Archvile. He's excited to be back in RTCW. And so we're excited to find out exactly what's going to happen.
Don't you feed him like tin cans?
That too. That, tin cans and
or your
soldiers.
Microphone, and allied soldiers.
Prepare to fight, buddy. Let's pass the action back to you. Archvile, take us away.
Alright, we are getting underway. We did do a map restart, and we are going to wait for the high voltage team to try to start it off again. Hopefully we won't have another map restart. We are going to head with the high voltage team once again, having a little deja vu here, going towards the tavern, going a couple different directions, and they are meeting up, going and meeting to the second MG right outside the tavern there. They're coming towards it, and a couple people to beat. Looks like members of high voltage are getting taken down. Ooh, 2 members of high voltage go down the wild card Bender Faust, and it looks like they might be able to grab that allied forward spawn, and they do. The northwest courtyard has been grabbed, and it looks like they are already going down into the wine cellar. They're crawling up already at the crypt. One man to beat there. Looks like War Machine. War Machine blows up himself and kills Grim Death along with himself. One allied left in the graveyard, blown through the air with a grenade from Slag. Poison was the medic that goes down to that one. And that quick allied push there that could have spelled a little bit of problems. Wait, no, here they come again. Deftone and Engineer has the green light down. He's going to try to get the plant, but he doesn't do it. Grenades and airstrikes all over the place, and high voltage gets that stop, that little plant that was almost down there stopped. Warwitch, I'm going to hand off to you.
Having a good time. Nice rush right there as the Axis and Allies clashed head-to-head, and just a massive splay of artillery fire. But the Axis defense here of AN Animosity come out on top. But there's a nice Panzer, a 3-man kill that deserves attention. A wild card laying down Deftone, Xavier, Grim Death, and they are down in the field waiting to respawn. All you can do is die. Waiting now around the crypt. We've got a lockdown on the defense. AN Slag Leutman, AN Parcher making revivals on AN War Machines. The engineer plus the Axis team. 8 minutes on the clock. Do or die time right here, right now. AN War Machine planting some dynamite by the crypt entrance to the wine cellar. A little booby trap for any incoming HV that might try to get tricky. HV now waiting for them. We got some as the Axis out in the graveyard, and some support fire takes them down. It's over right there. Here come the Allies. Allies rushing in. High voltage 738. Trying to get it done. Mass hysteria, super carnage, hyper destruction going on for you right here. AN War Machine taking down all opposition. And there's another shutdown as the Axis team are able to hold off HV at 725, but they've got to do it, and they've got to keep it done, because if not, its game is a hell is the over. And HV incoming now. Nice grenade right there. Jason HV comes up out of the wine cellar, blown away by a nice grenade by War Machine. Now AN really playing like they do not want to lose this game with a renewed effort. Down 2-0, but it is not game over yet. They can hold off, and they can make it happen. Green light, backside, Deftone, leaning over. Can he do it? He's got the dynamite blind Archvile. We've got the 30-second countdown till it explodes. 6:57 on the clock. All you.
Alright, if that dynamite explodes and they get in there to the crypt, grab the gold, and get it back to the truck, you know, it's gonna be game over for Animosity. Go home, have a nice off season, see you next season. And they are all over. Engineers, lots of engineers actually, all over the crypt. We're waiting for it to blow up. It's just ticking away. Tick, tick, tick. Red light flashing, going back and forth. 6 minutes, 32 seconds. Boom, there it goes. And it looks like we have Xavier with a gold grab. He is going to go through the Axis spawn this time. And I don't know if that's going to be necessarily a smart idea. I don't see any sign of the Axis. No, wait. It's all quiet. He's sitting down, crouching down, Xavier, with the gold. And, nope, he's standing outside the spawn. Is he going to go with it? He's going to go through the Axis spawn area, and sure enough, he has met up with one of his team members, Silence, a lieutenant, and I think they're going to continue going that way. They may boost and try to go a really short way, depending on what happens. I really don't know what they're going to do. And it looks like they're still going the back way, and I've got a lock on him still. He is going... Wait, oh, no, I lost him. Where'd he go? Warwitch, take us home. I can't find him.
Lost him in the tunnel. Let's switch to first-person mode as we try to switch to Xavier. He does it. Gets it done. Time at 4:15, and that is it. It's over. Game is the hell is the over. HV walk away the victor tonight, 3-0 against Animosity.
Wow, that's a great game there, and you know, I was thinking that Animosity was going to kick some ass, but you know, they really didn't do a lot of kicking, other than kicking themselves after this. When High Voltage walked away with the win, 3-0, a total shutout. They're going to be moving on in the Calmaine playoffs, and you know, Wow. I'm happy for High Voltage. I'm actually very glad that they won this one. They can show that records don't necessarily matter. Anything can happen here in 1944. Warwitch, wow. Good game.
We'll be back to finish up the Shoutcast and give you the final rundown of the evening's events in a moment. TSN.
There's nothing worse than a competitive team without a server to call home. Always begging others for practice space, having to give up the home field advantage every match, and generally not getting the respect you deserve. Pro teams need a home, and ClanBank has the answer. ClanBank offers fast and powerful game servers for almost all of the popular internet multiplayer games. Get hosted with servers for games like Quake 3 Arena, Half-Life, Jedi Knight 2, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and Soldier of Fortune 2. They also host many popular mods such as Urban Terror, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress Classic, Day of Defeat, Rocket Arena, and Team Arena. Visit www.clanbank.com right now and check out the best prices around for private and public server hosting for your team. It's cheaper than you think, and it will give your team the competitive edge you need to be the best. www.clanbank.com.
Why is Speakeasy the best broadband provider on Earth? Reason number 67, the Speakeasy Tell a Friend program. Speakeasy subscribers who refer a friend for service receive a $25 reward. That's right, all you have to do is tell your buddy to switch to great rates, gamer focus, and kick-ass service means Speakeasy is your only high-speed choice. Join the thousands of gamers who've already made the switch and find out
You are tuned into Access RTCW Radio, here on the TSN.
Well, officer, my German soldiers in the field. It is game over, HV High Voltage. The team that I remember from last year. These guys back and coming on strong. That 4-4 record becomes 5-4 as they storm the Delta Atlantic and move just a step closer to ultimate victory. But they're going to have some harsh opposition in the days to come, Archvile. A good game. Here's the quick rundown of the story. Round 1, set 1. HV hold off the entire time, the solid 10 minutes. Animosity unable right there. Or rather... Can't read English. Here's the deal. Animosity on the attack, round 1, set 1. HV hold off for the entire time. Then HV on the Allied offense make the grab at 4-5-4. Score goes up 1-0 in favor of HV. Then HV with a grab time of 3-5-7 on the gold. Then are able to hold off against the incoming strikes of Animosity. Score 2-0. Finally, Animosity unable as the Allied offensive to get anything done. A very nice dynamite plant early on. A very nice push from Animosity. Clearly wanting to get things done, but High Voltage come back. They respond with a nice disarm. They change the momentum of the game. They're able then to make the grab of the goal that very next engagement, that next set, bring it home and make that score 3-0 for an ultimate victory for High Voltage, our German friends here at the Team Sportscast Network.
Indeed, and a very good game it was, and I was so wrong. Usually when I make predictions on matches, I'm pretty close and I can say, you know, I think they're going to have this one, and usually if I'm wrong, it's even a close match, but I was totally wrong this time. High Voltage showing some domination there, and so now they have moved on to the next round of the playoffs, which will be played on March 27th, and the map will be Assault. So for those of you big Assault junkies out there, be sure to tune in, as we will probably have that one on the air. High Voltage, rather, versus the winner of Liquid versus Dark Side, which will probably be getting played right now. Also, for those of you who want to satisfy your hunger for RTCW, on server 1 we have Z versus Locked On Target, which is getting brought to you by Justice and DA. I'm sure that's probably in the final minutes, as it went on a little before us. And also later on tonight, which actually, I don't know if it's going to go on tonight because Sabo was supposed to cast it. Sabo having a little bit of technical difficulties, unable to cast. System Error versus Amish World Order, and they will be playing in the Pacific playoffs tonight, and who knows, maybe if the GOAT is up to it, the GOAT could help cast with you.
You know, I might just...
It, or we might have to find someone.
I might just
It's a late night. I think it's a midnight match.
Yeah, I might just recruit the Axis GOAT. So all you RTCW junkies out there, you've got plenty of stuff coming up for you right now. On server number 1, just go ahead and dial in. You can disconnect now or listen to us ramble. Calmain RTCW Z versus Locked On Target with DA and Justice. Like Archvile said, probably finishing up the last portions of that game. If you're in the mood for a little Quake 3, we've got the infamous and legendary DJ Wheat doing a little Q3 TDM right here on server number 3 tonight. This is server number 2 action, and just kind of checking around, looking around, bouncing around. We do, like you said, have some more RTCW coming up, and we've got a lot of great stuff planned on the schedule in the coming days. It's been fun watching High Voltage. It's been fun watching Animosity. Both these teams have got what it takes to get it done. High Voltage just comes out on top tonight with a little bit stronger strat and better aim, and they walk off the battlefield, rifles held high. Animosity gonna regroup, but Archvile, listeners out there, do not count Animosity out. These guys have got what it takes, and we're gonna see them next season to make the magic happen.
That's right, and that is going to be a good match to see Darkside play versus if they win versus Liquid playing against High Voltage. I'm already saying it. You know, that's really bad, but I like Liquid a lot. I actually idol in their channel. I like Liquid. I've casted them several times. Good guys, but Darkside. I mean, this is Darkside, but Darkside has had an upset this season. Z actually came from a conglomeration of several clans, turned it around, and actually beat them on Beach. And me and Troyan casted that a few weeks back, and that was actually a very interesting upset for Darkside. 3-2 loss there. So you never know, it's anybody's game. We pretty much showed that the records mean nothing. So I gotta stop saying that Darkside's gonna move on. I have a shout out here actually for Clan GAT. Global Assault Team, you gotta love them.
Absolutely.
I'm actually their coach now. I was brought on as their coach. And so a big shout out to the entire clan, specifically Apoculos and Melly, the sexy cheerleader for the Global Assault Team. You have to check her out, Warwitch. It's some good times.
I want to give a couple of shout-outs myself. We're going to give a shout-out to Putt Huff, who is a TSN listener that began to dial into the Team Sportscast Network when we hopped onto GamesNet, so a big shout-out to him. Good guy, a good supporter. A shout-out once again to High Voltage, who are always big supporters of the Team Sportscast Network, and they do a lot. They work with me. It's good stuff. I give a shout-out to CK Danny as well, who's laughing at me here about some of the questions that were being asked me on Wolf TV. Looking for the rest of them. Let's give a shout out to Abby Normal as well, and to all of you all dialed in tonight. That's going to wrap up our coverage here on server number 2 for Cal Main Playoffs, HV versus Animosity. A victory for HV. Once again, server number 1, we've got Cal Main RTCW. Server number 3, Quake 3 action. We've got it all. I guess it's time for you and I to sign off, and we'll very likely be back at midnight to cover a little System versus Amish tonight.
Yes, and I'm glad to cast with you. Thanks for jumping in and hooking me up, and I'll hope to be casting with you soon.
All right, Archvile, I'm glad to have you, my allied friend. As this is the Axis Shoutcast signing off for now. We'll be back and live. Server 1 and 3 are your options, so TSN is the place to be. Good night.
Here are the Reichsender Hamburg, Station Bremen, and Station DXB. This is the end of our news in English. In thanking you for your attention, I would remind you that our next transmission of news in English takes place at 9:15 Greenwich Mean Time, and will be given from the Reichsender Hamburg, Station Bremen, and Station DXB. Presently, you will hear our usual Sunday evening service in Gaelic from the stations Hamburg, Bremen, and DJA on the 31-meter band.
PsychoServers.com is your direct source for all your online gaming needs.
offering one-stop shopping for high-quality game server rentals, web hosting, and voice communication hosting tailored for the needs of competitive gaming. Psycho Servers specialize in assisting customers to attain a fierce presence on the online gaming community. They take the hassle out of getting the things you need, leaving more time for you to stomp out the competition. Psycho Servers offer custom-tailored services, prices, and the support to fit your needs. They pride themselves on offering personal attention to you, the gamer, thus the online community as a whole. So just remember, www.psychoservers.com. Insane performance, crazy prices.